first thing I want to know is this thing on? Oh, Bill Cosby here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to my Netflix special. I never thought I'd live to say that. Now, I call it Make Bill Funny Again. God. And with your help, I think we can do it. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell some jokes tonight. See? All you got to do is laugh at every joke. Ah, it's that easy, see? Now, even if I'm not funny, there's a guy back there. You can look back there and see him. He's kind of tall and he's holding up a sign, and the sign says, applause. Now, say something funny. He's going to hold up the sign. Don't do it like this. Just look over and you read it, and it says applause, and you clap. And there's another guy back there. See, you can see him. He's the one with the goatee. And his sign says laugh. Now, when he holds up his sign, you laugh. Those of you in the audience who can't read, oh, don't worry, we've made it easy for you too. There's gonna be a young lady coming around, and she has a picture that we took on your way in. And on the picture, there's a funny emoji that they put on your face. Some of them got mustaches, some of them got funny glasses, and they're gonna show you your picture. And if you don't laugh at me, you laugh at yourself. Now that we've got that out of the way, let me tell you a few things about getting old. I'm an old man now, and I've come to the realization that I may not have too long. I remember when I was in my 50s, and I woke up one morning with back pain. And I said, now, where did this come from? And I said to myself, I think I'm getting old. I wasn't too sure yet. But I knew it was just going to be a matter of time before I had to face the fact that I wasn't no spring chicken anymore. Walked into a Wendy's one day, and there was this young man behind the register, and he said, how may I help you, sir? I said, well, a moment to look at your menu. I said, I think I want some chili, and could you put cheese on the side and give me some crackers? He said, yes, sir. Will there be anything else? I said, well, that's it. He said, would you like a senior coffee? I said, senior coffee? Sir, I'm just 50. How old do you got to be to get a senior coffee? He said, I'm sorry, sir, you got to be 55. And I thought you was well over 55. I said, let me speak to your manager. And he went and got his manager, and the manager comes over, and he's about 18 years old. Wow. Times have changed. So the manager says, is there a problem, sir? How may I help? Well, I don't want to make a big thing out of this, but your employee insulted. He said, how did he insult you, sir? Well, I ordered some chili, cheese, crackers. Told him I didn't want anything to drink. He asked me what I liked, a free senior coffee. He said, okay. Still don't see the problem. I said, oh, you too? Huh? I said, well, what the problem is that I happen to just be 50 years old, son. And the manager said, well, sir, what we do here is we normally ask everybody for ID. But we train our employees to do what we call a visual inspection. That way we don't insult anyone or offend anyone by asking them, are they 55 and over? I said, well, here's my issue with that, son. Most people don't look their age. And he said something that kind of blew me away. He said, well, sir, respectfully, most people do. I said, well, since it seems like we're really not going to get anywhere, here's what I'm going to do because I don't want to keep holding up the line. I said, give me my chili and my cheese on the side. Me lots of crackers. While you at it, go ahead and give me a senior coffee. And needless to say, that was the beginning. What I now refer to as almost the end. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're holding that sign up very well. Who would have thought that getting old would be funny? Now, when I got into my 60s, that's when I started to discover new things about myself. One morning, Camille said, good morning. And the first thing out of my mouth was, who are you? He said, what did you say? I said, what did I say? He said, you asked me who I was. I said, well, I must have been dreaming, right? Camille said, well, you better have been dreaming. And I knew then and there something was different. But I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I made a doctor's appointment to go and get some things checked out. And when I got to the doctor, they said, well, Bill, the doctor's going to be a little late today. Okay, well, I'm here early, so I'll just sit here and read a magazine. And about 45 minutes went by, and they called me in. The doctor was sitting there, and he said, good morning, sir. It's been a while. What's going on with you? I said, I don't know. I can't quite understand why I'm starting to forget things. And things like what? I said, if I could remember that, I wouldn't be here now, would I? He said, well, you still funny. I said, thank you. I said, but I feel funny. He said, well, we're going to run some tests and change your oil and pull a new fan belt on you. I said, I forgot how funny you were. He said, well, if you think that's funny, wait till you get my bill. Bill? I said, anyway, first it was pain and then my memory and I'm not sleeping right at night and I'm not eating like I should. He looked at me and he said, Bill, you're getting old. I said, is that your diagnosis? He said, well, that's the main reason for all these changes in your life. And I had to stop, think about it. And I said to myself, right. And what am I going to do about it? I said, you know, I've got to do something different this point forward. If I'm going to age what they call gracefully. And that's the choice that you make. So we ran the test and changed my spark plugs, sent me on my way. Now on my way home, I looked over and I saw a park. And there was a fountain and lots of pretty flowers. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop and smell the flowers. So I pulled over and I went down this nice walk and sat down on the park bench. Took it all in. And I said, I'm going to go and smell those beautiful flowers. So I walked on over and leaned forward like this and took me a whiff. And they smelled so beautiful. And I noticed all of a sudden, I couldn't see out my right eye. And I didn't really know what was going on until I saw a bumblebee on my nose. And the bumblebee had stung me when I leaned in to smell the flower. You talk about choices. I had to decide right then and there. if I was allergic to bumblebee stings. As I was getting dizzy and about to pass out, there was a little kid on a bicycle that was riding by. Looked over at me and he pulled out his cell phone and said something like "World Star." I said, "No, I don't have World Star. But could you call 911?" And he just rolled away. Now, even though I couldn't see it, I reached in my pocket and felt around and got my cell phone. And I just started pushing buttons. I said, if I push the right button, maybe I can get some help. So I'm pushing, and I heard the phone ring. And I heard a voice that said, "Welcome to Wendy's. How may I help you?" So you got to be kidding me. And the funniest thing was, it was the manager that came over and sold me the chili. I said, "This is the guy that was there the other day that complained about the senior coffee." I said, "I'm at this park on 25th. Could you call 911 for me and have them to come because I was smelling a flower and I leaned in and I got stung on my nose by a bumblebee." He said, "I sure will." He said, "Sir, I'm sorry to hear that." I said, "Thank you." He said, "Yeah, those are the type of things that happen when you get old." I said, "Now don't you start this again, young man." He said, "I'm sorry, sir, but help is on the way." I said, "Thank you, and I'll see you next Tuesday." Now, to make a long story short, they took the stinger out my nose and put some ointment on it and sent me on my way. Ah, you're getting old. That's what I kept telling myself. And it seems like all the signs were there. When I turned 70, I knew it was almost the end. Now, why would I say that? Because nothing seemed to make sense anymore. I looked on the internet and I saw things like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And I would scroll through people's video. And it seemed like every video would be a picture of things like Sasquatch playing saxophone. I said, "Wow, what is this?" Or it would be a woman with the duck lips and she's holding her phone like this and she's posing and she's looking back. And I said, "Oh, wow, ooh, geez, oh, whoa." And I thought to myself, what's the world coming to? Everybody's doing the snow and the ice bucket challenge, and everybody's following everybody, and they're trying to build this thing, and nobody's communicating with each other anymore. Text messages, emojis. I said, wait a minute. They call this social, but nobody's social. Nobody calls anybody anymore. Nobody gets together for dinner. And I thought, this is the problem. But what can I do about it? I said, tell you what I'm going to do. Because I used to be on TV. I'm going to start bringing back funny people and comedians and up-and-coming artists and singers, and I'm going to present them just like Don Cornelius did on Soul Train. Because if I don't, the art of imagination and creativity will be lost. Now, I said, where do I begin? Who do I start with? And Camille said to me, Bill, start with yourself. How about you make Bill funny again? And you know what? You're right. I'll be an example for all the world to see that no matter what age you are, if you're blessed to wake up with a fire in your heart, a passion in your soul, you can do it. All you got to do is decide. Now, I'm not preaching to you, but what I am saying is you have to make yourself great again. That's where we start. And if you start there is no way you can fail. No matter who you are, you're a shining star. And no matter what your age, your color, your city of origin, you can make it. Now, with this new thing called the internet, it connects everybody globally. So there's a young man over in Hong Kong in his basement. he's going to become the next success story. There's a child in Africa, and he's sitting there and he's playing with something, a little trinket, and he's saying, well, if I do this, and if I put that there, and if I put a switch on it, and he's going to invent the next greatest invention. That's how we make people great again. Not about me. Not about making Bill funny again. It's about realizing that although, for me, it's almost the end. It's about new beginning for the next generation. And whether you're funny or you play an instrument or you drive a fast car, be good or be good at it. And you won't feel like you're getting old so fast. Enjoy every moment. Cherish your loved ones and smile. And never forget that laughter is the best medicine. Thank you for listening to an old man. Remember, make Bill funny again by looking at the man that's holding the applause sign and looking at the man with the goatee that's holding the laugh sign. But most important, look at yourself and laugh at yourself. Ah! Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.